Welcome back to A Taste of Honey with Iris Kerrigan. Today I'm going to be reading a little portion of chapter 6. Now, the last time, if you were here for my reading from the Buzz Chicky-Pie's Cafe, I was reading in chapter 5, and as you remember, Elise had made her escape and she had taken a train. So it picks up where that left off as the train is coming into a new town, a new adventure. And behind me, you might notice I have a scene of a different town than you usually see. This is the town of Oceanside, and you might not know this, but when I wrote this book, some certain aspects of the town that Elise winds up in is a little bit like Carlsbad, which is a nearby town to Oceanside, and some things of Oceanside happen also in the story. So I used little elements and places in these two towns, Carlsbad and Oceanside, to lend reality to the new place where Elise ends up. So here we go, starting with chapter 6. In 1968, Daddy closed up the Colony Bank and said he wanted to do something different. He kept the building, and with the money he got from the banking business, they make the big building behind the cafe into a hotel. They still call it the Colony, but took off the part that said bank. And after that, everybody began to call Mama the Queen. She still run the diner, and Daddy mostly run the hotel. One thing she say that he has to do is have some rooms for folks that are having bad troubles and need a little help. Mama Millie's husband used to work on the railroad before he become a banker. So maybe that's why she ended up here in a town with a train going through it. There's something romantic and mysterious about trains. We never knows what kind of troubles or blessings they may bring in or take out. And the folks that ride in all has hopes of what they gonna find here. Elise. Lurching forward as the train came to a stop, I grabbed my bags and peered out the window. I had made it. Riverview, my new home. After exiting the train, I lugged my bags to a nearby bench, wondering what to do next. From where I stood, the town presented an eclectic combination of old world charm and contemporary influences. Guess I better check it out. Hauling my heavy bag over my shoulder, I groaned and started walking down the street. It didn't take long before I plopped down on another bench. I'd barely managed to make it across the street before collapsing on it. Well, this sure isn't going to work. Grumbling at the heaviness of my load while catching my breath, I observed a lady pushing a shopping cart out of a small corner grocery store. She wheeled the cart to her car and unloaded her goods. As she pulled out of the parking space, I tried to push aside the idea rattling in my head. Desperate, I shoved aside all sense of pride and ran to the empty shopping cart. I can't believe it. I can't believe I'm doing this. I pushed it over to the bench and with a loud grunt, heaved my bag into it. Well, I guess it's official now. I'm homeless, but at least I got wheels. After wandering for most of the day, I gave up and parked my new wheels near the window of a coffee shop and went inside. The ache in my tired back and feet was nearly as agonizing as the discouragement starting to set in. Wedging my toe against the heels of my tennis shoes, I let them drop to the floor, hoping no one would notice. Now what, God? Relaxing some, I sipped on coffee and munched on a muffin as the coolness of the concrete floor rewarded my swollen bare feet. Then, glancing around the room, a bright yellow flyer caught my eye. Walking to the bulletin board, I read, "Need a safe place to stay? Try the Colony at 134 Amber Street. Call Mel at 760-595-1345. At the bottom of the flyer, it said, For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans to prosper you and not to harm you. Plans to give you hope and a future. A nudge deep in my soul gave me the strangest sense that I should trust this Mel. I started to enter the phone number in my cell, then noticed my phone only had 5% charge left. Not enough to make a phone call. I ripped the flyer from the board and put it in my purse. Pulling my charger out, my eyes searched the room for an available outlet. Not spotting one, I slumped back into my chair and said a silent prayer. Oh God, I feel so lost. What do I do now? Stuffing my hand into my pocket, I reached for any remaining coins. There's got to be a payphone around here somewhere. Instead of money, something gooey stuck to my fingers. Pulling my hand back out, I saw honey dripping from my fingers. Ugh, the honey packets, I'd forgotten all about them. Well, it's not the sweet side of money, but it does taste sweet. I licked at the amber drips to make the best of the mess. Grabbing a paper napkin, I began wiping furiously to no avail. The napkin stuck to my fingers. I wet the napkin with some water from my bottle, but still no luck. Trying to rip the napkin off, I stared at the shredded remnants on my hand. Somebody got to bottle this stuff as glue, I thought. It works better than Elmer's. Everything I touched now stuck to me, no matter how hard I scrubbed. I hate sticky. I grunted in anger, stomping my feet. It was the last straw. The moment it hit me, I don't have a clue where to go, what to do next. I tried flinging my fingers so the napkin would fly away. No such luck. Weariness and long-held sadness welled up from deep inside. I put my head in my hands and I wept softly. Moments later, a gentle touch on my shoulder startled me and abruptly stopped my crying. Pulling my hands away from my face, stickiness now tugged at the fringes of my hair too. Well, that's just great. Looking up, the friendly face of a black woman smiled at me, tenderness gleaming in her eyes. Looks like you're having a bad day, the woman said gently. Wiping at my eyes with the back of my hand, I muttered through my tears, Yes, I am. Is there something I can do to help? She asked. Showing her my cell, crazy frustration started spewing from me. I don't know what to do. I got honey on my hands and in my hair. My cell phone's dead and I can't find anywhere to charge it. I had to get away. I don't know what to do, where to go. I don't have a place to stay. I just feel so... My breath shuddered and I stifled a sob. So lost and alone. I sat silent, drawing deep breaths. I tried to calm my nerves while picking at a stubborn piece of sticky napkin. Then once again, my eyes lifted to the woman's kind eyes. Can you help me find somewhere to charge my phone? Sure can, but it seems to me you might need someone to talk to right now. The woman pulled a chair out to sit. Mind if I sit here? Sure, I shrugged in defeat. I mean, it's fine. The woman gently reached across the table, offering me a small packet of moist hand wipes. My name is Mel, she said. And that's where I'm going to lay off for today. I hope you enjoyed it and you want to see the rest of chapter 6 as well as going on. And if you haven't got it yet, a little reminder, my new addendum to the devotional thoughts for readers in the back of my book is called A Taste of Honey, 12 Sweet Devotions for the Soul. And it's available free for anybody who subscribes to my newsletter, to my email. The email is going to be coming, you'll get a series of welcomes, and then you'll get it once a month, and for a time during the summer, every other month. So I hope you'll take a look at it, and you can listen to parts of the Devotions for the Soul in my videos on YouTube as well. So as you probably know by now, it's kind of every other week. Plus I have some plans for some exciting other videos to come very soon. In the meantime, I hope if you haven't already picked up a copy of the Buzz Chicky-Pie's Cafe, or perhaps you have a friend you want to buy one for, or you might be part of a book club. And I think it would make a wonderful study in a book club, especially if you're all Christian in that group. So I hope that you'll consider that as well and see how much further you can enjoy the message brought through this story. So thank you so much. May God bless and bring you back again for more taste of honey. Bye-bye.